What up, guys and girls? Another brand new video coming at you today, and we are back for the bit more AOR Oceania F2, the finale of season number 2. We're here for the round number 15 here at the Brazilian Grand Prix. What a way to finish. Of course, AOR sponsored by Elgato Gaming. Create, play, share with Elgato Gaming, and of course, Hype Energy Drinks. If you're not hyped, then get hyped with Hype Energy Drinks. 20 points advantage to Zombie over myself. Sly and Laggy be battling out for 3rd and 4th, and Owens in 5th. Constructors, of course, Ferrari wrapped it up at the last round with a comfortable 54-point lead over Renault. Battle, like I said, for 3rd, 4th, 5th will be a big talking point in this round. But, of course, big thank you to the sponsors for AOR for sponsoring the whole AOR pretty much. So, anyway, you can see the results on your top right. Zombie won from DT and myself, and DT took pole here. But pretty much, I'll explain the scenarios of what's going to happen here with who needs to do what. But any other thing, let's go straight into quali. Okay, here we are for the final round here in Brazil. A little bit overcast around here. So, I mean, look, going into this round, I was feeling very, very confident that I was going to maybe got a little bit excited about maybe a little bit nervous as well, because like I said, there's a whole heap of scenarios, well, only 2 at least, scenarios that anyone could win this championship, especially the top 2 with myself and Zombie. So anyway, I'm showing you, this is going to be my fast lap actually, because I will explain it a little bit later as well. But here we go. Got to brake it late around the 50-meter board. Going to try not hit that curve. We hit it perfectly. Went up into 5th gear. Try to avoid the wheel spin out of that corner through the center S's now. Size up into turn 4 now. Don't want to brake too late here. You don't want to really run too wide, but just touch that curb a little bit, run a little bit wide. Maybe lost a little bit of time there. Actually went purple through sector 1 there. So everything looking good so far as well. So, and also I will point out as well, now this is the first race in a very, very long while that I am running 11 ballast. And let me tell you, after cursing a lot during the week leading up to this with setups, I actually found a perfect setup, would you believe? So I felt very confident in this car that this could possibly be a race-winning car, maybe a pole, getting a pole maybe, and maybe the championship. So obviously Owen set to 10.3 on soft tyres, so go for a different strategy. Mitchie does a 109.5, and we cross the line. It's a 109.1. We've absolutely wiped the floor there on this first qualifying lap. So I was actually pretty impressed to get into the 109s. I did fill up and go for 2 runs there, but as you can tell, I ran very wide coming through the center S's. So that pretty much just ruined my lap anyway. And you can tell nearly half a second down. So I pretty much decided just to bail and come back into the lane. So let's say the pace looking pretty good for me around this track. Of course, I probably did have to wait a little bit for my teammate, who, of course, for not running the number 1. He knows he's losing the number 1 either to myself or Zombie there this weekend. So I felt pretty comfortable anyway with the 109. I could just sense that possibly a 108 was in this car if I corrected a few things. But here's a replay with DLG Gamble. We actually got a little bit of a slam there from Laggy, and I think you'll find, if you go back and watch the live stream, that I think Laggy may have copped a 5-place grid penalty. We'll have to wait and see. But here's the timings there. Putting on another set of ultra soft tyres as well. But the reason Zombie's down the list is he actually retired from the sessions to make this last race very interesting. So he's doing a last to first challenge, but obviously we've still got faster sector 1 and 3. Actually, even like when Laggy said his time was still 4/10 quicker than anybody else. So I was feeling pretty confident. I knew, of course, you guys may go a little bit quicker. I won't say exactly who, but you see Mitchie just getting out of my road there. So anyway, this is second run here. Trying to get a nice run out of here. A little bit maybe left on the table, not really sure there, but I just could feel, like I said, I could feel that this car could give me a 108. Not quick through sector 1. It's only by a little bit, not by much. About just nearly 5 100s down. It's not by much, but I think I lost a lot of time through the sector 2 bit where I made a little mistake, obviously coming through this pit here. Much better here, took a nice tight line through there. But I usually ran it out into third gear there. I actually watched a lot of videos back from, I think it was last season of AOR, from the Flying Fin, and I got a few ideas, a few pointers as well. So, but actually you see, went fastest through sector 2, but I got my lap time invalidated. So actually the reason I did my lap time was invalidated was I probably got a little bit put off with the 15-meter board not being there, someone actually taking the damn thing out. So whoever who did that, you pretty much screwed up my lap. So anyway, I went for a second run, obviously, just in case something like that happened. And actually went purple again through sector 1, but just slid. The car went way too deep there. I was trying everything I could to get everything out of this car. That's as you can see coming through sector 2. I mean, it's not down by much, but again, I struggled with that corner there, and with that 50-meter board coming through turn 12 now onto the final couple of corners now onto the front straight. I took the shorter line, but it really didn't matter much because I was down by about 2.5 tenths. So it was still provisional pole for the time being, but we got the qualifying comparison today from both DLG Gamble in the Mercedes and Exodona in the Force India, because literally there was nothing, I can tell you, nothing between these two. I was pretty much just going to have to wait and see maybe if my pole position was just going to stay for the time being or whether it was going to be beaten. So you see Gamble taking a lot more curb there through the first corner there through sector 1. I think Exodona may just have a tiny advantage. It's not by much, but now coming through sector 2, this could nearly make or break. You see Exodona avoiding the first curve there. Gamble taking a lot more curb. You can see there going through that corner, very much taking a lot more curb. You got to avoid that curve there on the left there just to avoid it. Now through turn 10, Gamble just hitting it, so too is Exodona. So pretty much neck and neck through here. And of course now through this final couple of corner, Gamble avoided the curb there. Exodona took a little bit of it, so there's pretty much nothing between these two, and I think these guys are going to pretty much run the shortest line they can to the line, and literally there's nothing much in it, with a Gamble setting a 109.116 and Exodona a 109.117. 1/1000th of a second between these two. We could not believe it, and Exodona I don't think could believe it either, but in the end, we do finish up in P3. I got my teammate there in P6. The Red Bulls pretty much split us. Of course, Laggy got that 5-place grid penalty, and of course, Zombie starts from last. So I will explain the scenarios in the lead up to this as well. But this is it. All or nothing now. It's time to go racing in the finale, the Brazilian Grand Prix. All right, welcome to the grid for the final time here in Brazil. A little bit overcast conditions, but you see there, the 2-stop is the main strategy here. I did contemplate the 1-stop, but I think it was a little bit of a risk here. But scenario is I've got to win the race. That's all I have to do. And Zombie needs to finish P8 for me to win the championship. If he finishes 7th or better, he's the champion. So here we go for the final time. 5 red lights. Let's do it around Sao Paulo, and that's actually a shocking start actually from myself. I didn't have enough revs at the time, and the thing Zombie up the top there, we got his point of view. He actually decided to stay out of it. There's a little bit of chaos there, but it was under a little bit of attack from Michi there. I got back ahead of him, so we're back up into the starting spot there. think Zombie's made up a spot or two here. So now Exodona going side by side here with Gamble, and I think he'll take the lead. Yes, he will. So pole sitters drop back to P2. Zombie having a little bit of a close battle there with the Toro Rossos, and actually this was a little bit of a worry when we saw Exodona red crossing there. I think red Xing. I think that put Gamble off big time there. That could have been chaos if any damage had flown off, but Zombie still battling his way through to midfield. But I'm sitting comfortably at the moment. I did not want to take any risks here. I just wanted to pretty much just stay out of it, see what the pace of these guys were like, and just to try and avoid damage. That's the main goal for these first couple of laps. So now Zombie putting a lot of pressure here on, I think that's Conrad. Can't really tell. There could actually be the Sly. I'm not sure. It might be Conrad actually. So complete the first lap. Everything is clean so far. Zombie's putting a lot of pressure here, I think, on Conrad. Gamble locks up a little bit. So I know I've got the pace over him. I believe I do anyway. So Exodona's starting to pull away here, and actually Zombie going right around the outside here of Conrad. Gamble going defensive very early, which I thought was very weird, especially on lap 1, but you see now setting fastest sector 1 there. I went purple through there, but everybody else. There's a little bit of moment there with another one of the Toro Rossos. I think possibly that could have been Kaiwas or even Yobo. It might maybe Kaiwas Zombie. That could have nearly been curtains for him. That could have easily maybe given him front wing damage and putting way behind, but Exodona still again got red Xing, and then next minute he just desinks and just pretty much disappears. I think he ended up back into the mid pack. So I think from both myself and DLG Gamble, that's probably a bit of a relief, so we don't have to put up with any drama at all. We can pretty much run our own race. So he sets a 12.9, I set a 12.7, so you just tell I've got the pace at the moment. I could smell blood really, especially with Zombie way down the field compared to myself here, where I'm battling for the race lead here. Just a little mistake like that from DLG Gamble. There's a little slide coming out of that the turn 12, I think it is. So he's really going to start to field the attack here. I think he's going to go defensive here. So got full rich revs and DRS. I had to go the long way here. Set a 12, can't really, what was a 12.0, but a little bit of contact between us. That was completely fine. That's compromised Gamble's line here. We're going to have to go right around the outside. Exodona sets a 12 flat, so I think I went a little bit quicker, but not by much. I think it was like a 12.6. So, and now we've finally got ahead of DLG Gamble, and this is where I need to be compared to Zombie. He's still battling away in either in the mid pack or the back of the pack, one of the two. So this is pretty much where I need to stay. But Gamble's not giving up without a bit of a fight here. I do pull away a little bit here, but I know I'm going to come under constant attack here from Gamble especially. So you see now he's got DRS and rich revs. I go cover the inside line a little bit here. He's going for a late move up the inside here, but he overshoots big time here. And again, that's compromised his line. I'll try to get a good run coming out of here. We avoid any chaos out of all that, but now I've got the inside line here. It's probably a little bit surprised Gamble didn't cover the line off straight away, but now I'm going to have to brake very deep to get ahead of him. We probably have to squeeze him off a little bit. He's still side by side, but now we've got ahead. Now we're back up into the lead. The battle's going on for the lead of the race, especially because pretty much we're all, well, not me especially, I'm battling for a championship. Gamble's just battling for pride here. He could possibly move up a couple spots in the championship. Here's a replay of the start from DLG Gamble. Looked a pretty okay start from here actually, so going into turn 1, left a little bit of room there. Probably got the line compromised a little bit there. That probably gave Exodona the momentum here. And you can see now there he is on the left-hand side. And he'll probably, like you saw then earlier on, tried going deep there, but didn't quite have enough, and that was easy move for Exodona. And of course what happened later, of course, with the red Xing, we all know that. So here's a replay on board with Mitchie. You can just tell my start was absolutely terrible. Compared to maybe, Azerbaijan, it's probably a little bit better, but not by much. But you can see I just scrape ahead of him only just. He has a little look up the inside here. He has his line compromised there. Sorry about that, Mitchie. But now the Sly going right around the outside here. Up the inside he goes. And that's Mitchie, still got the Sly alongside him here. Going to be tight between these two. Who's going to yield first? I don't think either of them wants to yield. Oh, it's good at contact there. The Mitchie still hanging on here. Up the inside, but Sly now gets it, so that's moved him up into P4. Great battle all around now. He's got, I think, Owens right behind him. So there's a lot of stuff going on here in the final race of the season. Pretty much everything's going all guns blazing here for everybody. Now replay back with Owens. And this is what happened with him. So see there, there's Mitchie going up the inside here. And oh no, he's got front wing damage out of all of that. So he probably just maybe got a little bit put off by Mitchie's braking there, but that's compromised his race a little bit here. And now cut a bit further on. These guys, those two have pretty much pulled away here. Now I think he's going to come under attack from the other Red Bull of DT. Pretty much going for the tight line, but he just has enough room, does DT. Going up the inside there, and he gets it, gives him a little shove. A little bit cheeky there from DT, but I think now he's got the spot down. Yes, he has, so that's him up into 5th place. Owens has a little look up here, up into turn 5. I think it is. No, might be turn 6, my bad. So he's Zombie battling his way through the field. He's up into P9. Like I said, he needs to finish 7th, I think, or better to get the championship. 9th place is not enough, so he goes up the inside of Demonic. He gets it done, does he? Conrad runs very wide there. There's battle still going on here between these two. Coming into the S, this right-hander here. He's just run out of road and he's actually spun. Oh no, that was very close to, that could have been nearly curtains, but the championship leader is having battles early on, and Laggy also has had battles. I think he's had to come in early for a pit stop, so this is really helping my cause out. Is Mitchie late move up the inside here on the Sly down into turn 1. Well, he wasn't really on, but I think he may have got the corner cut there. Yes, he did. So now he's got a much better run here. Coming down into turn 4 now. Probably size him up here and go down the inside. And he gets it done. Yes, so that's put Mitchie up into P3. So this was going on while myself and Gamble were battling on a little bit. So but other than that, under lap 6 now, it's first retirement. Yobbo is pretty much joined only mid-season, and he's pretty much had a few shocking races there. He did miss a few, but there's his car off to the left. Bit of a weird spot, I must admit, to crash out, but yeah, been a terrible season for Yobbo when he joined mid-year, but you'll see it over the next couple of laps. Sit at 12.5 and then go for a 12.3. So pace looks okay for myself. I'm starting to gap a little bit here from DLG Gamble. I just had to push the tyres a little bit here. That's my first corner cut as well. Now here's Zombie making his way back through the field again. Then here is his attempt number 2 of his overtake with Demonic, ex-biker. He's been making his first race start in a long while. Can't remember the last time he actually made a start, but he has a terrible run through there. Zombie tries around the outside, but he's run out wide and lost all of his momentum there. That could have ended badly, big time there, had it gone a bit pear-shaped. But anyway, lap 9, nothing really much happened. Still gapping these guys, but the first of the pit stops are happening now, as you can probably tell from the graphic. My teammate's in the lane, and I think someone else is DT. Yes, there he is in the Red Bull. So they're the first guys in for their first pit stop. So DT goes for the soft tyres. So I think those two will be going for the 2-stop. And of course, Owens had to change the front wing from his earlier damage with Mitchie. But back we go on track. The Zombie again having another crack. This is attempt number 3 here at Demonic. Going to go for the long run here on the outside here at turn 4. Can he hold it? Little bit of curb there. Demonic's still coming back here, but he does have the right line this time around compared to the attempt 1. Might now have it. Might have to squeeze him out a little bit. Demonic's not giving up without a fight here. There's a little bit of contact between those two, but does he have it done yet? And now he does. No, Demonic's still got his nose in there. A little bit sideways there. Now, finally, I think he's got it done. So that would have been a very hard moment there for a Zombie there, especially considering he's fighting for championship. But lap 10, still pushing on. And DLG Gamble's now come in. So he's trying a bit of an undercut here on me. That's, I think there's a few others as well. That he comes in for the soft tyres, but he gets held up here, I think, by the Force India of Exodona. He's also come in as well. So pretty much I think the next couple of guys, I think Mitchie was the other one, but he's Gamble. And you can see DT come out, so he's got a big undercut on these guys. And even though he came in one lap earlier, but he's got a massive undercut on these guys. So this is on board with Mitchie. I think he got a little bit held up as well. Soft tyres on. Yeah, he got a little bit held up there. I don't understand why you need that much of a gap between yourself and Gamble, but there's a little bit of a ghosting moment there as well with Exodona. But here comes, where's the next car coming through now? I think they just come out ahead of Owens as well, so he's really dropped back. Probably had something to do with the front wing damage, but back to me. The pit stop, I was going to come in anyway on, I think, lap 11, so I think the tyres were pretty much had it, really, so we're going to come in this lap. We're just telling the team again I'm coming in, so you've got to be so cautious. I tried braking as late as I could to go into the pit lane, so here we go. We should come out maybe still ahead of Gamble, hopefully a bit more of a gap, but the slide continues on onto a set of soft tyres, and away we go. A little bit held up there. I think Conrad came in as well. I think the next few guys. So Sly staying out, possibly could be doing a one stop. It's not out of the books yet, but you see DT says the past lap of the race, but coming out of the pit lane here. Actually, Zombie's just coming around the first couple of corners now, but I've hit the wall there. And now I've actually spun!
So can he go through to the end of this race? We've got Conrad in the pits as well, along with Kaiwis. That's going to put Zombie up into third. DT goes the fastest lap at the moment. Let's see where Zombie is at the moment. Zombie looks like he... Oh, look how close this is going to be. They're actually going to be close. Oh, Roscoe has just spun it! Roscoe spun it out of the pit lane! You saw
He's
it
got front
there!
wing damage too.
Oh my! Oh, whoa! Yeah, you can see there, he's the front left, the left part of the front wing is completely gone there. You saw it there first, everyone. You saw it. We thought they were going to be on track fighting each other. And Roscoe has spun it out of the pit lane. Oh my! He's racing. He's going to come into the pits here to fix that front wing. 2 pit stops in 2 laps. Could that be? And he's got a 5-second stop go for speeding in the pit lane. Oh no, that does not put his race from bad to worse. I don't know what will. Has that time penalty just gifted the championship to Zombie Hunter?
I honestly, well, what more can I say, really? I was just literally so pissed off that that happened. I literally did it in the practice races as well, but it didn't turn out that badly. But in all my frustration as well, I forgot to change the tyres. I was maybe going to go onto the medium tyres and run them to the end, but I've now gone onto another set of super soft tyres, but I was literally furious. This is a replay of me coming out of the pits. Now, I'm probably getting a little bit excited there, coming out just ahead of Zombie here. I see I just hit the pit lane there. May have caught up in the grass a little bit, obviously crossed the pit lane, and well, the rest is history. Half front wing gone. And you can see all these cars. Thank God for the ghosting system. If the ghosting system had not been invented, I probably would not be, my car would not be dead. But yeah, it's now compromised my race, but I'm gonna cut on to a few other replays here while all that drama was going on. So up the front there, you can see a cut. I think it's DT making a move here on Demonic. Had to fight it the hard way around here. But yeah, now he's got it done. Now I think Gamble will possibly get a run here as well. So while all that drama was going on, actually had to avoid action there, and maybe DT got a bit off-putted as well. So he's lost a spot to Demonic again. So now Gamble's going to go around the outside of both these cars and get 2 spots out of it. Great move around the inside there for Gamble. So that's put him up into P3. They're probably given the effective race lead after what happened to me. So it's on board with Mitchie. So that was the end of it, of me. So, but he actually, I think he's under pressure here from Exodona. Getting a little bit of a squeeze. He's getting a lot of squeeze there. It's a bit cheeky from Exodona, but that's put him up into 6th place and Mitchie back into 7th here. But I don't think Mitchie's quite done with it yet. There's still battles going on here at the front. But Demonic going very wide there, and that's actually lost DT a heap of time being held up behind Demonic. I don't know what he's thinking there. He's way out of action, out of the battle. He's not even racing these guys. But now DT under attack here from Exodona, going into turn 1. Dona's going to do it right round the outside. He will turn it to the inside for the next one. Whether DT can get a good run or not is another question, but going to go right around the outside here. Mitchie's now got DRS as well. It'll be interesting to see what happens here. I think Mitchie's going to settle back in behind. DT goes for a late one. Not quite there. And now has to settle back into the 5th spot in here, and I think he's now going to let his teammate go through. He's fighting for possibly a podium and even a win after what's been a terrible season for Mitchie. But you guys know me well. I don't give up without a fight. I'm literally going to push on to for the rest of this race, just to see what we can salvage. Yes, I probably understand the championship may be gone, but I wasn't giving up without a fight, especially considering I've got another set of super soft tyres. I pretty much run the soft tyres, so I can pretty much run this set of super soft tyres and another set of super soft tyres to the end of the race. So I wasn't giving up without a fight. I know that you probably see on the bottom left that on the mini-map there, and I'm a fair way behind, but I'm not giving up without a fight as we set the fastest lap of the race actually with an 11.2. That was probably more anger than anything, I think it was. So I think it was an 11.2. I can't remember from memory. So, but anyway, on board with Owens, who's now back behind Demonic. There's a little bit closer between those two. Gets a little caught up on the curb. But now trying to get a good run here under the front straight. Look at that, he's got way more momentum here, and he makes it look so easy coming onto the front straight here. And gets it done. So, pretty simple move there from a teammate. Now, replay, and I did set an 11.2 as well. So, now you can see now catching up to Frizy here, just probably doesn't have the pace at the moment. You've seen the last few races, he probably understands I'm the quickest at the moment, so he's just pulled off to the side here. I've got DRS as well, so this is helping, and he just backs out of it a little bit and just lets me go. So again, thank you Frizy for that. So would have been happy with a fight, but anyway, that is what it is. So cut a few more laps later, lap 15. There's a bit of yellow flag action ahead. I wasn't sure what was going on at that stage. I think I was being told what was happening in the party chat, but we actually went fastest in purple in sector 2. I think Demonic may be the reason why there's a yellow flags here, but he comes straight. Are you absolutely fucking serious? I could not believe that when it happened. I thought to myself, what an absolute dickhead, honestly. I had to come back in, obviously, straight back into the lane, but now I've had to change another front wing, and again, in all my anger, like I said, I wasn't expecting to come back in again, so another set of super soft tyres and away we go, but after all that, that's now pretty much fucked the championship now. It's all over. We're just pretty much going to be even probably battling hard to maybe hold on to second as well. So thank you, Demonic X-Biker, for completely fucking up my race. Absolutely beautiful. I congratulate you on that. Very well done. So at this point, during the race, I was even considering just like retiring on the spot because yeah, that was pretty much it. But here's the replay of it. Now, Demonic did apologise for it, but I was having none of that. But he was recording an earlier incident, which he's playing the yellow flags. But when you record, you're supposed to capture something, your car's usually AI. His car was not AI, and then all of a sudden just comes straight across, does not see me. Damages half a front wing, obviously, then smashes into the wall and pretty much destroys the whole front wing now. And I was pretty angry. Just really wanted to take him out going into the pits. But anyway, just in all the anger there, that was around that corner there. Well, it took too much curve, and well, I pretty much decided to stay on track, even though it was just a lost cause now. But that was pretty much my race. Done and dusted, unfortunately. So that's here's a replay. You're going to see a few replays of this now. Is DLG Gamble under attack here from Exodonas. This is for the effective race lead. So Dona's going to go around the outside, which will turn to the inside for this corner. Can Gamble hold on? Yeah, not quite. Now going into the left-hander. Probably didn't get the greatest of runs, but he has DRS as well. So he's probably have a look here up the inside. No, he doesn't quite have enough, so just to settle back in for now. And that's given Dona the lead. So, but actually, Zombie got the 5-second stop-go penalty. No, I forgot to mention that as well. I got, obviously, what happened earlier on, I got the 5-second stop-go. Had to serve it, obviously, at that dreaded stop that I had to do. So, here comes the championship leader and pretty much effective champion now, you could say, because he's, with me down the order, you could well and truly say that he's pretty much wrapped up the championship now. So I'd pretty much congratulate him as he comes out just ahead of Conrad. No, sorry, behind Conrad, I should say. My bad. Got that one screwed up there, but he comes out, there's the slide there up a bit further on. I think Zombie going to have a look here up the inside here of Conrad. Yes, he does. Actually, Conrad runs wide there. Makes it look easy. So, again, like I said, Sly's on the one stop here, so he's going for the long run. Maybe it's going to be tight with how much tyre wear he has, but I'm not saying you can't do it, but if you burn up your tyres too much earlier on, you could risk it. So if you look back to AOR, like the first season with Team Armatic and, of course, New Zealand Ryan, of course, they had to stop later on with getting punctures. So Owen's right around the outside here of DT, so that's up into P5 for Owens and DT back to P6. So lap 17, I'm still just pushing on here, and at that point, corner cuts, they just didn't really care, if I'm honest. So it's coming onto the front. Old Team Radio. If anyone was with me in the party chat when that happened, I pretty much said the exact same thing when Demonic came in. So I was pretty thrilled that happened. So thrilled that happened. Gets a third cut and a 3-second time penalty. So now cut to a replay here with Zombie and Owens. Because Zombie on a quicker tyre and probably a little bit fresher rubber compared to Owens. He's really covering off the inside line here. I think Owens was going to be trying to do everything he could to help me out, especially with Zombie. So, I mean, he didn't really have to. I was up for the fight, especially, but Zombie right around the outside there, and he gets the spot done for the moment. Well, no, they're going to go side by side here, coming onto the front straight. The Brazilian crowd will be going nuts here for these two, I dare say. Now the inside line here for Owens. Probably will get the move done, will he? There's a little bit of contact between those two. But Zombie has now as the inside line. Owens right around the outside. He actually gets the spot back. So good battle going on here. I think this is for 4th and 5th in this race. So now Zombie going to have to go right around the outside here. Can't quite get it done. There's a little bit of a slide there from Owens. And these two still going to battle up here into turn 5 and I think 6. But just hanging on for now. He covers off the inside line. Zombie has to go right around the outside. Sorry, it was 6 and 7 earlier, but now going down the inside here for Zombie. Owens tried everything he could. Got a little bit of wheel spin, but I think he's now got the spot done anyway. So at the end of lap 20, I pretty much had no choice but to come in. I mean, I could have taken these super softs a bit longer, but in reality, it was going to be a long shot. So I decided to put the soft tyres on, and away we go. So I think we're now pretty much laps now. So yeah, if I showed you the rest of the race, you'd be pretty bored, especially if it was just my point of view anyway. But nonetheless, what can I say? It's been a pretty good season all round for myself, despite a few little hiccups along the way, but it is what it is, really. I'm still pissed off at that moment anyway, but here's a replay. The DLG Gamble coming back here at Exodona for possibly the race lead. Has a little look up the inside. Dona runs very deep there. He's going to see if he can get the run here, can Gamble, but Exodona has a terrible run coming through the Santa Esses. He covers off the inside line here. He follows him, does Gamble. Now going to go right around the outside here. Gets a little squeeze from Exodona. Again, being a bit cheeky. He's done that once already, so he won't want to do too many of those for the rest of the race. Now he covers off the inside line, has to back out of it, this Gamble. Didn't quite get it into the curve. Instead, Exodona, but he just hangs on for now. So this is literally going to be a fight for the race lead in the not too distant future. Cut a few more laps on. I've now caught up to these guys, obviously being a lap down. These guys were going to be really tight on tyre wear here. But there's been a little bit of an issue there coming into the pit lane. I only saw the back end of it. I went purple as well through sector 3 as well. So there was a little bit of drama coming into the pits. Now, I don't know exactly what happened, as my teammate's now back into the lane again for his second stop. So let's have a look here. So this will probably be the prime position. I saw Exodona's car going into the wall there. I think actually, from what he said, he possibly got a puncture, and he actually, Gamble got caught up in that just for no apparent reason, really. And now it's pretty much, his race is going to be ruined here because of the front wing damage onto the super soft tyres. And away he goes. And it still comes out behind Exodona, who's put on the soft tyres. I will admit, I don't know why he's done that, but Mitchie's put on the super soft tyres as well. So this could possibly help out Mitchie here big time here. I'm not sure what's happened with this front wing damage for Exodona, or there's definitely for DLG Gamble, but now obviously changed the repair wing damage to yes now, but coming through here, Exodona has a lot of understeer. I wouldn't be surprised if he's got front wing damage from that contact with the wall here, but there's a replay on board with Mitchie coming into the pit lane, so all this drama happened in front. Like I said, I think Exodona copped a puncture coming into the pits because it was literally close to the nigh on edge with the tyres especially. So anyway, Mitchie in for the super soft tyres. A little bit held up there. I don't understand why. It's a fair gap anyway, so hopefully that's rectified in F1 2018. But here's Owens coming in for stop number 2. His last stop with the number 1. Well, he technically wasn't running the number 1 on the car this weekend, but last time he'll have the number 1 before handing it over to pretty much Zombie. But here's Mitchie putting a bit of pressure here on Exodona up the inside. Late move. There's a little bit of contact. That might be a little bit of payback there. Probably hurt with Exodona with the front wing damage, but now Mitchie's got a heap of pace here with over DLG Gamble. Like I said, Gamble's got front wing damage, so this is probably going to help Mitchie in possibly ending the season on a good way. Possibly, considering he started this season with a pole, he might end the season possibly with a win. There goes up the inside of Gamble, goes up into effective P3. I think Laggy's still yet to stop, and I think Sly's going to go for the long run here. Yeah, and now Zombie, the last one of the front runners to come in for his second stop. So it's been a pretty good drive nonetheless after his earlier spin. So another set of super soft tyres, and away he goes. I think he'll come out roughly in around the mid-pack, maybe just ahead of Owens, maybe. I think Exodona had to come back in as well and pass. I'm not sure about Gamble. I think he stayed on, just trying to hold on for best he can for the remainder of the race. But I think he came out just ahead of Owens there, and I think it was 5th or 6th. I can't remember. But anyway, lap 27, something actually happened for myself. I actually went past Frizy, who let me go, which was pretty kind at that point. I wasn't really mad if that Fry let me go there, but thanks Fry for that. Really do appreciate it. It's lap 28, Zombie now showing the pace with a 1:10.237. Now cut a bit further up the field now. Gamble really struggling now, I think, with this front wing damage, and Zombie's now all over the rear of him here. He'll be coming at pace. Gamble goes defensive straight away. I think he's got much here for a Zombie, and I think he rolled out of it actually. probably has got nothing to fight with that front wing damage. So it's lap 31. Again, something happened. I was just so cautious with Demonic X-Biker. I'm very glad to say he actually span out, which I was thought I found very funny. But in all that drama, I actually ran off the road there coming out of turn 12. So it was that little bit of drama, I will admit. Here's Owens now having a good run here on the DLG Gamble. He's all over the back of him here for sure. He's got DRS as well. Let's see if he makes a move up the inside here. Maybe a little bit of lag there, but now Owens up into P5. He's not done with it yet, I don't think, Gamble, but now has to succumb to the spot. So that front wing damage has really cost him here, and what possibly could have been another race victory. But here's Mitchie now battling away with Laggy for second in this race. I think Laggy's gone on a fair while on those soft tyres. I'm not sure exactly whether he has actually done 2 stops or not. I'm not really sure. He might be doing the one. I'm not sure. Who's not sure, but he may have come in. But he's really starting to struggle, I think. I think the same can be said for the Sly, because Mitchie's got a heap of pace here. And now coming onto the front straight now, beginning lap 34. Look at that, so easy for Mitchie. This is possibly a good way to end the season for Mitchie, because he's now up in the second place here. Like I said, the race win is still on here for Mitchie, because the Sly's not quite, he's just starting to struggle a little bit with those medium tyres. Laggy does come back a little bit at Mitchie, but I don't think he's quite got enough to settle back in for third. So now Mitchie will be chasing after the race leader. He's still under attack from Laggy, but I think he now backs out of it a little bit. So this is literally on here for the race lead. And look at this, lap 35, a lap later, all over the rear end of the Sly. No, it won't be too long. He has a little look up the inside here. Sly's doing everything he can to finish off the season with a win, because his last race win was back in Malaysia, so he would want to finish off the season in a good way. Now, little look at that, right up the gearbox there for Mitchie. Probably can't do it around the outside there, has to settle back in. Yeah, we'll have to come back to that a bit later on, but here's DLG Gamble. Again, he's just still struggling with this front wing, and I actually thought it was DT, but it's actually Demonic X-Biker there. He's up his inside there. He's obviously got a bit more pace, but there's a little bit of contact between those two, and actually Demonic spun again, so it just serves you right for going around the outside. But back to me on my lap 35, and you'll be able to see there's a bit of yellow flag action there, so I believe that's where the leaders are, so must have been a little bit of drama for those guys. So here's a replay of it. So this is Mitchie all over, like I said, the rear end of Sly earlier. And now he's all over him here, and I don't think the Sly's going to put up much of a fight here. Up the inside he goes, and that's Mitchie in the race lead on the final lap of this race. There was a little bit, there may have been drama there with, I think, Laggy and Sly, quite possibly. Here's a replay on board with Zombie Hunter. He's probably got the best view of it. Now he's actually, there's contact between those two. Somehow Zombie's avoided all of that, and that's put him up into P2. So he could be still fighting for this race win here. But now you can just see Zombie. We were actually in the same party chat. He was actually just going to let Mitchie go and get the race win. But fortunately, I think you're about to find here as he comes across the line to win the championship. So many congrats to Zombie. He actually still won the race, actually, with penalties being applied. So here's a replay on board with Lag. This will be the interesting one. Going for a very late dive bomb there. Actually just tagged him right at the middle there. Yeah, that's a tough one there. It's probably about 50-50. Was talk about it going to the stewards, but I think that was pretty much prepared pretty straight away. So Owen's getting close there to the Sly, who's really starting to struggle on those mediums. Of course, being the last race of the season, not much to deal with, I don't think, in stewards-wise, but he could do anyway. But up the inside we go on the Sly, and he gets it done. Yes, he does. So the Sly, even though he gave it a real hot crack on the medium tyres, it's just not worked out at all. He probably maybe would have stayed around P2 or P3 even without that spin anyway. So, I'll tell you right now. I was pretty much nearly laughing at the party chat when I saw that Demonic's been disqualified for too many cuts. So honestly, thoroughly deserved. So anyway, we come across the line here. It's going to be P11 to finish off this racing season. I really wanted my tyre to just fly off there, but it didn't happen. But to make matters worse, just to rub salt into the wound, you could tell the migrating host was there, and I lost connection. So my internet decided to pretty much shit itself, and I don't blame it. So, what a season anyway. Been a lot of ups and downs, I will admit. So, Zombie does win the race because Mitchie got a 3-second time penalty afterwards, and it is a real shame for Mitchie. He could have finished off the season with a win after starting the season with a pole. Would have been a good end to the year, but obviously Laggy finished third. So many congrats to those guys. There's the results on the screen. This one's just mainly obviously the penalties. So obviously that extra 6 seconds worth of penalties, I think it is for Mitchie. If he probably got one less 3-second penalty, it probably wouldn't have hurt him. So that's really hurt. So there's the final results. So Zombie from Mitchie and Laggy. Owens finished up in P4. Great result for him. Sly, of course, finished up in P5. DLG Gamble managed to come home in 6th. Exodona could have been fighting for the win, but has to wait to next season. Kaiwas in 8th again. DT and Conrad rounding out the top 10. Flip the page. You got myself there in P11. Frizy in P12. Yobbo, technically the only DNF out of all of that. And Demonic X-Biker. Do we really need to speak about him? I don't really want to speak about him anymore, so he is the only guy to get disqualified, and, well, that's pretty much it. So, championship, Zombie finishes up with I think it's a 39-point gap over Laggy, who finishes second in the championship, a point ahead of Sly, so that final place did matter. We do finish up in P4. My teammate in P5, he's pretty much on his own. Gamble got P6 off Exodona, only just DT in 8th. Mitchie 9th, and is that Matt rounds out the top 10. We flipped the page. I did keep Penske there on the list, even though he did get blacklisted. He finishes 11th. Kai was there in P12. Conrad in P13. They got R8 down there in 14th. Frizy 15th. Spagbowl 16th. Formula Dragster, Demonic. Dragster got 1 point. Demonic and Yobbo also got points. I don't know whether I'll put in the full placings or whatnot later, but anyway, constructors-wise, it probably didn't matter much, but Ferrari finished up with a 41-point gap, I think it was, over Renault. Sauber finished up in P3, Haas in 4th, Red Bull in 5th, Force India gets 6th, Mercedes actually climb up into 7th place, so it displaced McLaren, Toro Rosso in 8th, Toro Rosso in 9th, and Williams rounds out the top 10, so I mean, yeah, what a season. It's had plenty of ups and downs, let me tell you that anyway, but I'll probably show the full standings of it. There were a few other guys there, I think, got a couple of points, and of course, maybe LRT Chicane got a win, of course, back in Belgium, but it's been a great season nonetheless. Anyway, I feel like I've definitely improved a lot on this game, especially compared to the last ones, the first season anyway, so I've come a long way in leaps and bounds. So, anyway, I will pretty much stop rambling and end this video. So, thank you to Apex Online Racing for running this show as always. They do a ripper job. Thank you to all the sponsors. I did mention them earlier. Thank you to everybody who raced in the AOR season, whether it be like F1 or F2. Doesn't really matter. They all did ripper jobs. Like, congrats to New Zealand Ryan and both him and Ben in the Mercedes for winning drivers and constructors in the F1 tier. Done a ripper job. Thanks to everybody for their footage. It's been a lot of fun making these videos, and of course, without these guys' other footage, it would not be. This would not be a video. Let's put it that way. And to everybody who's been watching these, thank you for the support. It really means a lot. And for season 3, I mean, who knows? Maybe I can make the jump up into the top tier. That'll be one hell of a fight, because I feel like I'm ready for this. But if you did enjoy it, be sure to give it a big smash on that like button. You can leave your comments down below. Subscribe to my channel for plenty more league racing content on F1, or not F1 2017. It'll be F1 2018 when it comes out very soon. So all my social media links are down in the description. All the links to the other guys' point of views will be there as well. Be sure to keep an eye out for the AOR website for when Season 3 sign-ups will open up. It won't be too far away. I think once the game comes out, they'll start to, when the sign-ups do start. But just keep an eye out for that one. Hopefully a lot of these guys may be back. Dare say Zombie will be fighting to defend his crown. But until then, thank you, everybody. It is goodbye, and I'll see you sometime next time.